Hi guys, welcome back. Are you struggling with understand how the actual costing is going to work in S4HANA? Are you facing difficulties to understand the process related to cost calculation along with material ledger? No worries. In this video, I am going to break it down for you. All the process, all the steps I am going to explain. Of course, it is not possible to explain everything in a short video, but at least for interview point of view, you are going to get all the ideas so that you can answer these questions. But I will suggest all these points you need to work in the system so that you will get the better clarity. So let's start. So you will learn here what is material ledger, which is very important in S4HANA. And when you are going for any senior consulting role, you will find very often the questions. What is actual costing and why it is important. And also we will do a comparison with our planned cost calculation and how it is going to work with your S4HANA. So let's start with first, what is actual costing in S4HANA and what is that concept? Conceptually point of view, we'll try to understand. So actual costing in SAP system, when we are going to calculate, so that time we are going to take the real data. So that means before that, we are also calculating our cost on the basis of our historical data, which we are saying that planned cost. For example, if I will take the current month, that is our January. So for this January, initially in the beginning of the period, we are going to calculate our planned cost. So if you'll see the components of the material cost, that means you will have the material cost, you will have all your conversion cost, that means how we are going to convert our raw materials into semi-finished stock and finished stock. So those we can take as activity cost, or in total I can say conversion cost. Then all type of overheads, direct, indirect, everything. So in total, we are going to calculate our COGM, or cost of goods manufactured, or if you are going to add other overheads, then we are going to get the COGS, cost of goods sold. So when you are going to calculate the cost in advance before your commercial production, so that time we are going to include our historical data. Means actual transactions are not yet posted. So maybe before this month or in the beginning we are going to calculate. Now different companies, they are using their period in different ways. Some companies, they used to take the period once in a year. Some companies, they can take, let's say, on quarterly basis. FMCG, they can take on monthly basis. So that's a period, again, as per the industry, you are going to decide what will be the period. But when you are going to calculate in advance, which also we known as our planned cost, components will be the same. Only thing is that time we are going to use our historical data. Planned cost, that is known as your planned cost. So when we are saying that actual cost, so in actual cost, we are going to take everything, your actual data. So material informations will be actual, your activity will be information will be actual, over everything will be actual. So in this case, it is prerequisite. You should have all the logistic configuration should be there, because ultimately when you are going to calculate your cost with reference to one cost object, another name of this particular topic or in this particular process also known as your cost object controlling. For example, you are going to create one production order, and with reference to that production order you are going to calculate your actual cost. But it's not like directly we are going to calculate actual cost. We have different other components will be there, which we will see in future, right? So that is your actual cost. So basically we are going to take material data from the module, PP and CO, of course, will be there. All the activity cost, again PP, then we will have CO and finance, because all the transactions, your depreciations, all these informations will be transferred from your FI, right? So your activities, routing informations, we will get it from PP. So in total, we are going to calculate the cost. So basic difference is planned cost on the historical data, actual cost on the basis of real data. Now, what is the need? Why we need to calculate the actual cost? What is the benefit to the business? Benefit is, it is going to help the business to calculate the true cost, or which we are saying that real cost of your material, by considering all these your variances, like your difference in your freight cost or your price differences, because whatever you planned, it's not mandatory that exactly you are going to have the same informations. So price fluctuations will be there, your other overhead fluctuations will be there. So if you are just going to stop your cost calculation process with reference to planned cost, then you are not going to capture the cost calculation on real data, and also you are not going to consider any type of variance. It may be quantity or it may be price variance. So always you will find two cost calculation. So one will be in the beginning of your period, again you know which period you are going to take, and another one will be in the end. So that is why actual cost comparatively planned cost is very, very important, and business always more interested on the actual cost rather than the planned cost. Now, what is material ledger and why this one is required? Whenever you are going to use inventory, so that time material ledger will be applicable. So material ledger is not only applicable in actual costing, it is even material cost is also, or material ledger is applicable when you are simply going to purchase your raw materials. So whenever your inventory will be involved, so that time for your inventory valuation point of view, material ledger will be applicable. In this example, I'm only going to take the impact of material ledger on actual cost calculation, because material ledger is very vast concept. So material ledger is mandatory, and which is also mandatory in S4HANA too. So material ledger is mandatory in S4HANA when you are going to calculate your actual cost. So it is going to support your actual cost. So for that purpose, let's understand practically how it is different from the inventory point of, from the system point of view. So let's open the material ledger report. Already I calculated cost of a particular product. So same I'm going to show in the system, so that you will get the fair idea about the material ledger and how it is going to help the business for the cost calculation point of view. So material ledger is one tool which is going to help us to understand the inventory valuation in multiple currencies. Now you can see this particular screen. Here, this is the material ledger screen or material analysis screen. So here my material number is 228. And this analysis for my period is 10, which is January. I'm using April to March reporting. And during this month, various things are happening here. Various type of transactions are there, and each and everything is captured here. Now you can see here, initially the price of inventory, which is there in the standard price, that is 246. So this is the standard price, and which is there. First, if I will say why we are going to use material ledger or what is the benefit. So material ledger, by using this material ledger, we can have this informations in two currencies, or in fact you can say in multiple currencies, 3 currencies we can get in total. So right now the data is available in my company code currency, which is INR, and second one, if I in my example I have activated 2 currencies, but profit center currency can be activated. So here I have activated my legal valuation company code currency, as well as my group valuation group currency. It is available the same information, it is available in USD. So this is one of your feature, that if you are going to use material ledger, then in multiple currencies we can have the informations in multiple valuations. So we are going to have informations in multiple currencies, and also it is going to provide our actual cost informations in multiple currencies, or that is also known as your parallel valuations. Right. So you can see here the price of our inventory in the beginning, which we have here, that is 246.59, and another price you can see here, that is 732.23. So 732.23, which is my actual cost, and this initial cost calculation 246, that is my standard cost. Now let's understand, like, from where we got these informations, from where we got this 246.59, which I'm saying that that is my standard price. So for that we have to go to the material master. So let's check that. Of course, the costing information. So we have to go to the costing 2 tab, and I need to add here my plant information. Now here you can see this price, which is updated 246.59, and before that 9th period price is also there, that is last month, means December month price is there. Let's ignore that. So current standard price it's showing, that is 246.59. Now this is my planned informations, or this price was calculated in the beginning, you can say. To support this, if I will click on this here, current price, now it is redirecting my planned cost calculation, right? So in the beginning we have calculated this planned cost before our commercial production, right? So here you can see various informations are there as for my configuration and as for my calculation. So this planned cost calculated, and the same price is available in my material ledger, right? So this is how material ledger is important. So if we'll go for material ledger, what is the use of material ledger, that I already explained. Then without material ledger, what is going to happen if you are not going to use material ledger? And most of the, like in previous version in ECC, we are not using material ledger. So in this case, that means you are saying that we will go for traditional costing method. So in that case, it is lack of real-time accuracy. So if you are going for cost calculation without material ledger, so in that case, it is not going to update in the inventory valuation in the real time. So that is why in S4HANA, material ledger is mandatory, so that we will have all these features. Third one, what will be the benefit if you are going for material ledger? So we will have the real-time material cost visibility. The moment you are going to do anything in the system for cost calculation point of view, with the help of material ledger, it is going to impact in your cost calculation. You purchase something, variance was there, and that variance we are going to capture. If we'll check this particular report, you can see in the price difference column, some differences are there. In the price difference column, some differences are there, and that also we are going to capture with help of material ledger. So that is the meaning of the real time. Any difference or anything is there that we are going to capture with this material ledger. So we have the ability to analyze all the price fluctuations, whether it is related to purchase, anything related to productions. So all this, like during the immediately in the real time, we can do the valuations or we can capture each and everything. Now let's compare our planned cost with our actual cost. So if we'll compare the standard costing versus actual costing, or nothing but your planned cost with actual cost, then always we are going to calculate the standard cost on the basis of our predefined standard price. Whatever it is the planned data, on that basis we are going to calculate. Whereas actual costing, we are going to do the valuations on the basis of real time data. And here, like in period end, couple of activities are there, that is known as your price determination activities. So that is will be applicable when you will go for actual costing with material ledger. I will come to that point. If any variances will be there, so that variance you are going to just post to your accounts. For example, any purchase price was there, or let's say some exchange difference is there. That difference you are not going to calculate with your cost calculation. Difference will be there, but that difference you are going to settle, or that we are going to settle with the GL account. That's it. It is going to impact in your FI report. It is not going to impact in your, or it is not going to reflect in your cost calculation. That is again another problem. If there will be not there in the cost calculation, so it is not going to reflect in your contribution margin from the operation point of view. That is another disadvantage. So are we going to calculate standard cost only? No. Are we going to calculate the actual cost only? No. We are going to calculate both the cost. That is what I was showing that time. So we are going to have both standard cost as well as actual cost. Why? Because we have to do a comparison between your standard cost or standard cost and actual cost versus standard cost, so that that variance we can settle. Right, so that is, and whereas in actual cost calculation, if any difference will be there, that is going to roll, or that is going to add with your difference already you have seen in the material ledger report. So this is fixed price and it is going to adjust with your real cost. So that is the quick comparison between your standard cost and your actual cost. Next, let's understand how this actual cost is going to work. For that, what will be the prerequisite will be there. When you are going to work on the material ledger, definitely you should have a actual cost calculation, so that you will get a better idea. For example, if you have not configured the actual costing, whereas you want to see the material ledger impact, then you are not going to get all the informations. Maybe just a purchase price difference you can see, but that is not all total, right? So that's why complete combination should be there. So that is why the prerequisite will be material ledger activation. So make sure that for your controlling area, or under your controlling area for your valuation area, material ledger has to be activated, and it is in S/4HANA, it is mandatory. So the moment you are going to create any transaction related to logistic, before that make sure that material ledger should be activated. Otherwise it is going to throw a lot of errors. Maybe you can create the material master, but once you will use that material master in your transactions, it is going to throw error. So it is not only important from the finance point of view, it is also important from the logistic point of view, right? Then next, coming to the price determination. Now what is this price determination? So as you know that there are two type of price determinations are available. Now you can see, if I will go to the accounting tab of this particular finished product, here you can see some price determination option is there, 3. There are 2 price determination options are there. One will be 2. Again, it is there in the material master as per my configuration. Before that, price determination configuration should be there under material ledger. So one is your transaction based, that is 2 transaction based. In which situation we are going to take this option 2, or that is my transaction based. Now for example, we don't have any plan for actual costing. Best example, any trading business. So they are not going to calculate the cost, they are just going to purchase the product and they are going to sell it. So in that case, cost calculation is not mandatory for them. So that is, in that case, they will go for option 2, and in that case they will take the material inventory valuation on the basis of moving average price. So transaction based variances they are only going to capture. So mostly you will find small firms, small companies, trading business, so that time they are going for option 2, or that is your transaction based price determination, which is comparatively easy, right? You must be thinking that if it is raw material, then we should go for option 2. No, it's not like that. Even raw material also we can take option 3. As I said, the differentiation is whether you are going for actual cost calculation or you are not going for actual cost calculation. If it is actual cost calculation, even for raw material also, you are going to take option 3. So when you will take option 3, like in this case, it will be known as your single multi-level price determination, which is mandatory for your actual cost calculation. In this case, first we are going to calculate the standard cost, which I already shown to you. So first we are going to have the plant cost calculation will be there in the beginning. Then you are going to have all multiple activities. So let's say in the beginning we have calculated the plant cost. After that we are going to have cost objects need to be created. So cost object means it may be a production order, maybe process order, right? So with reference to this production order, we are going to manufacture this much quantities, or it may be a sales order, anything. So you need to have a cost object. Then after that you are going to have your actual cost run. But before actual cost run, multiple things should be there. So actual cost run will be the month end activities, or in the end we are going to do. So before that we should have operations, means multiple production orders, process orders should be there. We are going to start the movement, activities movement will be there, inventory movement will be there. We are going to issue the raw materials to productions, right? So we are going to convert raw materials into semi-finished stock. For example, if I will show you this particular product, and I will just at a very high level, I am going to show you a particular production order. Now I will find multiple activities are there with reference to particular production order. I said in the beginning, you have to configure everything in the system, then only you will get more clarity. So it's not like just informations will be available. Now check here. So 3 items, let's say we have manufactured. This is my production order, and with this production order, various type of activities are there. Then only we can get all type of information. So this is the data we are generating with reference to a particular production order. So first we are going to calculate our production order. Then after that we are going to calculate with reference to production order. If you want, you may calculate your preliminary cost. After that we are going to calculate our simultaneous cost. After that we are going to calculate target cost. After that you are going to calculate revaluation of your activities. These are different process which is there in your cost calculation point of view. Then you are going to calculate your actual price of activities. Then after that we are going for your price variance calculation. Then you are going to complete the settlement of your price variance. Once all these activities are done, then you are going to close your period. So because if you'll go for price determination option 3, which is in this example which is there, so in that case price determination or PUP need to be calculated in the close period. So that is again another activity is there. So you can see here there is a PUP price is there. So this periodic unit price or actual price will be calculated in the close period. So that is why here we have the option actual value of inventory, preliminary value of inventories, right? So we are going to complete the next activity will be your actual costing run in the close period. So for that you are going to select your company code, your period, for which period you are going to complete these activities. So that need to be complete. So in this process, system is going to collect all your data from your cost calculation, all your price differences, variances from goods movement, from your invoice. Then it is going to distribute your cost along with your production chain, means how the production, or because production will not be there in one end, you are going to put all your raw materials, and other end you are going to have the finished data. So all the process will be there from the operation point of view, and the same way you are going to capture your cost in the phase wise. So process wise we are going to complete the product, as well as process wise we are going to calculate the cost, right? So let's take one simple example. For example, a company is manufacturing a laptop. Okay, now I assume that this product, this material number 220 is your laptop. Now initially they are going to calculate the standard cost. In my example, the standard cost 246.59. Then in end the price will be there. That is your actual price after completing all these activities. So if you'll go to your material master, exactly you will get the same informations. So first you will get the standard price, then you will get your price, your actual price, and accordingly your inventory value will be there, right? So uh, due to your market fluctuations, the actual price calculations will also include all type of other data like your various type of activities, your overheads, your variances. So always when companies are going to do their inventory valuations, operation point of view, so they used to consider the actual price of inventory, not the plan price. Plan price for the management, like for a comparison point of view, if we will find out the difference, then we can do the variance analysis, which is part of COPA. For that purpose it is helpful, but operation point of view, actual price should be there, and when it is actual price, material ledger should be there. So in end we can say material ledger, or with a material ledger we are going to recalculate our actual cost on the basis of your actual data or using actual costing, right? So this is how it is beneficial to the business if they are going to use a complete cost calculation starting from your plant cost, all these activities, and in end they are going to have the actual price. In fact, you will find many profiles, openings or job profiles, only material ledger and actual costing. And when they are saying material ledger, 100% actual costing will be there. So you will find small projects, rollouts like 2 months projects, 3 months project on the basis of material ledger, actual costing. Because many companies in past, they never calculated or they never implemented the actual costing. The product costing is not there. So the moment you are going to have some experience, good to have the knowledge of the actual costing or a complete cost calculation. So when I'm saying product costing, that includes all type of cost calculation. It's not only the plant cost, or it is not only the actual cost. The end-to-end process knowledge you should have, then only it is going to have like you will have a better package in this case, right? So, and material ledger in system is going to ensure that the cost tracking, the properly cost tracking, the actual cost adjustment on the basis of your material cost and on the basis of your real data. Like for example, this month depreciation should be included in your cost calculation. So it is going to help the business to optimize their cost control and the profitability. So I hope you got some fair idea about this particular concept, that is your cost calculation. But again, each word whatever I have explained, once you will try all this in the system, then only you will get more clarity, because everything is connected with each other. And for that, what is the prerequisite? FIMM integration should be there, configuration should be there, PP configuration should be there, COPP integration should be there, COMM integrations will be there. Then you can see the data, because user is not going to do anything here manually. User is just going to run a couple of reports and the data will be there, whether it is related to plan cost or whether it is related to actual cost. So hope you got some idea on this. Any questions, feel free to mail me or add in the comments. I will reply. Very soon we will take another video and we will discuss that. Thank you.